nice energy, but it's not going to affect your life on a deeper level. So
it's so true, and so many people need to be aware that when you tap into the one source, the creative source of all, which you have, and have been able to use to create all your books and your works and your music, when you tap into that source, I think your life is an example, Michael, that when you tap into that source, all is possible. And if you look back through thousands of years, the greatest artists, the greatest musicians have all tapped into this wonderful source of creativity, because it is the creator that is coming through them. And if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Metaphysical Insights, and I will be posting this also on some other sites that I have. But you can also find us in, I have a Podbean site, which I'll post it on, and Spreaker and iHeartRadio, which you can listen to. But you can find Dr. Michael Likey, and your website is, Michael?
Reverend Dr. michaellikey.weebly.com. So it's R-E-V, Rev, no period, Rev Dr. D-R, Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L-L-I-K-E-Y, Rev Dr. michaellikey.weebly.com. I have to buy a simpler domain name than that. But Google me. If you'll pardon the expression, Google me, and something of mine will come up, and will probably lead you to that. I have a WordPress as well, which is Dr. Likey, D-R-L-I-K-E-Y, no period, Dr. Likey, .wordpress.com, I believe. So look up WordPress, look up Dr. Likey with no period.
And, of course, Amazon for your books are on Amazon.
Yes, there are many, many books. I'm going to change over many of my Kindle books to actual soft cover books this year. That's another goal, so people can actually hold on to books. I love Kindle. I love PDF files and all that sort of thing, but there's nothing like holding the book. There's nothing like taking a book with you to the beach and reading and feeling, because that has a whole different feel, doesn't it?
You know, we could almost do a whole show, and we maybe should on that, because I have, in the books that I've done both soft cover, hardcover, and Kindle. And some people, I know when I travel, I use my Kindle. Nothing drives me a little more batty than when I have a long flight, that sometimes in 24 hours or something in flight going different places, you can lose your battery, and then you lose all your books. So, but it's nice to have them all on one site. But when I'm sitting and meditating, if there's a book I have by my altar, it's not my Kindle. It is actually a soft cover book or a hard cover book, because there is something about being able to turn a page, especially. And you can't do that in a Kindle. And you can't have book signings, Doctor. You can't have book signings on an e-book. I found that out.
Exactly. I just love the feel of real books. I love and honor Kindle because it gets more books out there. But there's still, for me, nothing like a nice hardcover, the smell of it, the feel of it, the paper. But that's my own bias.
And I do want to talk about, we have about 12 minutes left. I do want to talk a little bit about your music as well. Can you give us a few minutes of Transcendence?
Oh, excellent, yes. Transcendence is a combination. First, I'll share very briefly how I came about it. I knew I was going to write another book. I felt like I was going to write another book last year, and I just had no clue, but I had this, I have to call it an appetite, if you will. Like, I get into these moods, and it's like, okay, I'm going to write a book. And I never set limits on how long. It just happens a 300-page book can take me a month, or a 112-page book can take me a month. I don't know why. But in any case, I'm sitting down, I'm watching TV, and suddenly the word transcendence comes to me, and I go, oh, my gosh. This is what the goal is, in for me anyway, in this lifetime, is to transcend our human flawed mind, our human thoughts that say, oh, we're not good enough, etc. And how do we go about doing that? Bam. I couldn't wait to pick up my laptop and just go at it. But what I'll do is I'll write a few notes, I'll put that aside, and then reapproach it the next day or a few days later to see if the passion is still there. If the passion is still there, it's the right path. If not, then the notes go away for a while, I file them, and then I go back to them. So transcendence are all the techniques, for me anyway, boiled down, that will work for you. And that is, above all, mystical, or contact meditation, period. Even if you just do that every day, you'll begin to heal. Even if you don't notice right away feelings or results, you get into mystical or contact meditation, and it's really easy. It's, I do not believe anyone who says, well, I can't meditate, and I've heard that so many times. Impossible. You can meditate. Even if you just do that, you combine that with the second technique of transcendence, which is affirmative or scientific prayer. Oh, my God, you have it all. You'll manifest abundance and prosperity. And I don't mean loads of money necessarily. That might come. But the whole idea between scientific and affirmative prayer is that you're living a God life. You're one with God, and hopefully God's will for you and your desires come through, and you know what to pray for. And that's the other thing I've learned from Dr. Masters as well. In true affirmative prayer, you're voicing or you're thinking what God really wants for you. And it might be very simple. It might not be. It might be piecemeal. So meditation, contact meditation, scientific or affirmative prayer, and finally I've included Reiki in this because it's one of the things that changed my life, and it does change other people's lives. I've attuned many people to the Reiki energies, and there's 3 levels of them. So I've also structured transcendence on 3 levels, if you will, as well, so that people can get in on a basic level or an intermediate level or a more advanced level. And Reiki is a part of it, because once you're channeling the Reiki energy, pure God energy on the highest level, you can't help but heal. And then you're naturally healing others. My wife and I, when we've gone on public transit in the past, all of a sudden our palms will begin to tingle, and the Reiki energy is going to whoever needs it. So it's an intelligent healing energy that doesn't need to be guided like prana. I love prana. I teach prana thanks to the University of Metaphysics. But Reiki, holy cow, Reiki will heal all of your issues on all levels over time. It's life-changing. So those are the 3 aspects of transcendence. And unfortunately, you have to be attuned by a Reiki master to be able to channel the Reiki energy. You can't just read my book or any book on Reiki or watch a video. If someone is charging and they're not giving you attunements, that's not legitimate. So find a legitimate teacher, either myself, because I can do distant attunements, or someone else that lives near you who's a Reiki master. Get attuned to Reiki energy. That's a great start, combined with affirmative or scientific prayer and meditation. That is true transcendence. You're well on your way.
Those are 3 fabulous keys. I became a Reiki master back in the 80s, but for me, I had been doing, since I had an enlightenment experience at the age of 15, I was able to do healings, and hands-on healings were happening, but people are very nervous about you just touching them. If you just say I'm going to be putting my hands on you to heal you, they get nervous. And when I found Reiki, I went, oh great, I can call it something now. So I was able to be, and I'm a Reiki master, and I was able to say, would you like a Reiki treatment? And people immediately knew what it was, and you do learn to be a clear channel.
Exactly.
And it is, and as Dr. Usui did in his search, he was able to tap into that one source, and so it's been a great gift for many people in the world, just as yoga is for many people. Yoga is opening the door for many people to even begin to understand the power of union with God through doing physical yoga.
And so as well.
I'm sorry, what?
Tai Chi as
well. Tai
Chi
is absolutely. Tai Chi is absolutely a wonderful gift, absolutely. And there's so many gifts out there, and I think that there's a reason all of this is now coming about, where so many people are awakening. And I want to thank, there's been 2 people online. This show wasn't really about questions and answers to the public. I'd love to do other shows where we can do that. I do want to mention you've had blog talk shows for a while, and I certainly want to open the door to being able to offer you some time in this block if you ever want. Or I know you're thinking about doing or beginning your own blog talk show again.
Yes, we'll be starting that up again soon, what I call season 5, or the 5th year of Blog Talk Radio, in about a month or so. I usually take some breaks in between. But when I guest on other people's shows, I'm often called upon, and hopefully you'll be open to this. If not, that's no problem, of course, Cindy. As I do readings, I do mediumship, and with that, I'll do a little affirmative prayer or a scientific prayer.
I love that.
To go with that. So
I love that. It is a gift. It is a gift that you have. I know we were talking yesterday briefly. I was touching base with you, and we weren't on the phone that long. But you talked about Dr. Masters, sensing that Dr. Masters' presence was by me, and as you know, I knew him all my life, pretty much since I was the age of 13, and we were very close. And he was my stepfather. And just you saying that, just you confirming that and affirming that, even though I sensed it, but by you saying that was really a gift. And I know you have that gift, and you're a pure channel. So I do think it's wonderful that you're able to know how to offer the right words of assistance in a positive manner and constructive manner. It's hard to trust people out there. There's so many in this world that want to say, or make money sometimes just from saying that they're a tarot reader, a card reader, or a medium, but they may not have done the lifelong work you've done, and it's always important to know and trust the person you're going to ask for assistance from.
Absolutely. I thank you for that, Cindy. That means the world to me. I'm so grateful for my gifts. I'm so grateful when other people acknowledge that, who I admire, and you're an example for me too,
Well, we all are, and that's the wonderful thing about this family. In Hawaii, we use the word ohana. But anyone on this path is really part of the same family. The whole world is. But I think we as students and alumni, students of life, alumni of the teachings, really can offer encouragement and help and direction to others who are just beginning. And I wanted really to talk to you today because I know you've been able to achieve what a lot of people would love to achieve, and you're still doing more and more and more. And so I think you're really able to encourage people and give them the support and recognize that they can find and do what they want to do through this path. And it's really available in your books as well. Let's repeat a couple ways to reach you in case people want to discover your books.
First way is Reverend Dr. REVDR MICHAELLIKEY, all one word, Rev Dr. michaellikey.weebly.com, and the other way is my WordPress, which is Dr. Likey, again no period, DRLIKEY, probably .wordpress.com, and you'll have access to a lot of free tools on these sites as well. So and videos, and of course your work as a wonderful magician, your music, which we didn't even have the time to get into. Your wonderful music.
There
we have a whole other show if you want.
Yes, and your tarot cards.
Yes.
And
my Soul Oracle cards. I'm so excited about that. We've had them out for a few years, but now I'm presenting it as a manual. I'm working on that even as we speak. So that should be out in a week or so, actually, and everyone will benefit
Soul Oracle
from that.
cards. That's going to be a wonderful thing. I'll have to get some of those.
And that's actually the website too, souloraclecards.com. I did buy the domain this week for that, souloraclecards.com. Check it out, and there's free readings on there if you want. Like you can touch on a card, and it'll explain the meaning of the card of the day, which I also offer on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. I'll often post a meditation or a card of the day on there.
And on Facebook, what's your Facebook site?
It's Dr. Michael Likey. It should be Dr. Michael Likey.
Well, you know what, Dr. Michael Likey, it's really an honor. And again, without the University of Sedona, University of Metaphysics, I never would have connected with you or known about you. And people can go to the University of Sedona.com. They can find out more. I know there's going to be a convention coming up in May where people can connect with others as well. But it is a wonderful, wonderful resource from the source, and I feel very, very blessed to be a part of this family of wonderful people like you. who really truly are a blessing to the world, as you are, Doctor. You're a perfect example of someone on the path that continues to give and give and give, so purely from the soul and from spirit.